then just making sure that for this first block, the very first edge of your first block is where the very tips of your shoulder blades are going to press into. And then your head will press into the back. This second block. And so today, we're going to be doing some heart opening. And I really want you to tap into the back body. So the strength in the back body. The very tips of the shoulder blades drawing towards one another with an intense firing up of those back body muscles. And so right now, just drawing your attention to the body. Doing this through the breath. Finding yourself on your mat. In this pose that feels like your chest is being cracked wide open. In this pose that feels like surrender. Ishvara Pranidhana, surrender to God. Today I want you to find out what that means to you. What it means to surrender to the ultimate being, divine light, force, source, whatever you call it, God. Full surrender. I found myself last night witnessing the sticky fingers of my attention, grasping on to things that began to inflame the ego. And so I paused. And I reflected, and I sunk deeper into the practice. I got on my mat, and I identified the feelings I was feeling as vulnerability. And in the work that I'm doing, I'm learning to lean into that which feels uncomfortable. So what is most vulnerable to me? Cracking my heart wide open. I took a look at the class list last night and thought that you guys would be my perfect warrior companions to fill this room with vulnerability, with surrender, with everything in our heart that we protect. I want it out in the open today. So for the next minute, I just want you to find your breath. And we're going to do this by counting the inhale and counting the exhale. So in your mind, I invite you to just count the inhale. Count the exhale. See if you can add just one extra beat onto the exhale. And then each round, maybe adding an extra beat to both inhale and exhale. Seeing if you can find the longest sustainable breath. Really slowing it down. Really filling all the way up. Exhaling all the way out. And when you've found that really long rhythmic breath, I want you to reach your fingertips towards the top of the mat, peel away from your blocks, and make your way into down dog. So really feeling into your down dog today. Taking some deep breaths, finding yourself against the earth. What are you surrendering to? What are you finding refuge from? So taking 3 more breaths here, just finding any movement that speaks to you. On the 3rd exhale, we'll find stillness. And on your next inhale, roll forward, top of a push-up plank pose. Really strong here. Fingers are spread wide, pressing base knuckles into the ground. You're lifting your belly away from the earth, pressing into palms, thighs are squeezing. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, floss your shoulders, melting your chest through. It's almost like you're relaxing the muscles of your arms, letting your chest melt down. And then press the ground away, spreading the shoulder blades apart. Inhale, chest through shoulders. Really find that depth, keeping the belly nice and tight, and then press the ground away, spreading the shoulder blades apart. Stay with that. 3 more. Next, inhale, shoulders forward of your wrist, lower down through your chaturanga, really strong here. Pull through, up dog, cobra. Exhale, back, down dog. 2 breaths here. 3rd breath, inhale, forward, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower down through your chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog, 2 breaths. Third breath, inhaling forward, top of a push-up. We've got 3 more rolling down dogs on your breath. Your time. Firing up the upper back, squeezing those shoulder blades towards one another. Finding your rhythm, your strength, your surrender. And we'll meet in down dog. Just 2 breaths here. Roll forward, top of a push-up. Pause in your plank pose, belly up towards your spine. Lower down to your forearms, number 11 with the arms. Pausing here, hugging the belly up towards the back, lengthening the tailbone towards your heels. Reach your chest forward, heels back. Big breath in. Exhale, walk your feet towards your elbows, coming into dolphin pose. You're melting your chest through your shoulders. Surrendering your heart to earth. Surrender. Breathe deep. Two more breaths. And walk your feet back, find Sphinx pose. Lower the hips towards the ground. Pull the chest through the shoulders. So you're from the tip of your elbow to the tip of your middle finger, you're pressing down evenly, wrapping your triceps back, peeling your heart through your shoulders. And it's just this, pausing here. Finding the breath. Turn the left forearm parallel with the top of the mat. Reach for the inside of your right foot with your right hand. Thigh stretch. Thighs will touch. As you pull down on this right foot, kick the right foot into the right hand and lengthen the right knee away from the right side groin. Breathe into the top of the right thigh. So taking about 3 more breaths here, I want you to really tune into your right shoulder. So there are a lot of teachers and teacher trainees in here. What can you do to create a pristine shoulder here? So externally rotating, drawing the point of that shoulder blade towards the other point of the shoulder blade. Breathing nice and full. And then release the right foot, switch sides. Same thing, kicking the left foot into the left hand. Lengthening the left knee away from the left side groin. The thighs are touching one another. And release the left foot down. Take your hands to hover at your low ribs. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades together, lengthening the elbows towards your heels. You're going to squeeze your legs together, one big leg. Lift the legs up as well as the hands. We're hovering here, Shalangasana. Internally rotating the thighs, squeeze them towards one another. So strong, strengthening the whole back body. 3 more breaths. And lower down. Bring the left ear to the ground. Bend the knees. Windshield wiper back and forth just for a breath in. Exhale out. Lengthen the legs towards the back of the mat. Take your arms to a goalpost. Elbows in line with shoulders. Squeeze the tips of your shoulder blades towards one another. Lengthen the shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze the legs together. Lift them up. Shalangasana. Three more breaths. And release the hands down to just by your low ribs. Press all the way up to Cobra Pose. So nice and slow. Seeing if you can extend the elbows all the way. Peeling the heads of the shoulders back as you pull the chest through. Breathing here. Heels of the hands pressing down and pulling back towards your knees. Lift the hips, tabletop. So you can slide the hands back or move the knees a little more forward to make sure your wrist creases are under your shoulders, knees under hip points. Tuck toes, cow-cat. About 3 rounds on your breath. And after your third, find a neutral spine, tucking toes. Big breath in to lift the right arm nice and high. Inhale. Exhale. Right arm underneath your left. Walk your left fingertips forward. So the right ear typically rests down on the ground, but I've been having a little more success with lifting it up. Pressing into my left fingertips, pressing into the back of my right hand, keeping that left hip wrapping back. And twisting here. So it just adds a little more space for you to twist when you lift the head away from the ground. And you're lengthening the tailbone back, crown of the head forward. Breathing into the twist. And then walk your left fingertips back. Press into your left palm, reach the right arm out and around, inhaling. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, left arm rises. Exhale, thread the left arm underneath your right, left ear to the ground, or keep it lifted as you walk the right fingertips forward. You're pressing into your right fingertips, the back of the left hand, twisting towards the right long edge of your mat. Keep that right hip wrapping back, lengthening the tailbone away from the crown of the head. And walk the right fingertips back. Press into your right palm. On the inhale, left arm rises. Exhale, left hand down. Pivot the right shin 90 degrees. Step the left foot back, gate pose, left arm rises. Big breath in, pressing into the right palm to lift the right side body away from the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, bring that left palm parallel to the ground in front of you. Plug the left shoulder back and sweep the left arm up and over your left ear. So sealing down from the pinky edge side of your left foot, reaching long through the left fingertips. Breathing into the whole left side body. And then reach your left fingertips towards your left foot as you lift into your reverse gate. Sorry, brain fart. All right, inhale, the heart towards the sky, reaching the right fingertips towards the back of the mat, breathing into the right side body. So now we're contracting the left side body. And right hand down, left hand down. Pivot the right shin around, left knee steps. Big breath in between sides. Exhale, side out. Pivot the left shin, right knee, right foot steps. Right arm rises. So pausing here, pressing into that left palm a lot to lift the left side body away from the ground. Inhale. Exhale, right palm parallel to the ground in front of you. Plug that right shoulder back. Sweep the right arm up and over your right ear. So sealing down the pinky edge side, reaching long through the right fingertips, breathing into the right side body. Reach the right fingertips for your right foot, lift up to a T, and then down to your reverse gate pose. Breathing in, rotating the chest up towards the ceiling, breathing into the left side body. And left hand down, right hand down. Pivot the left shin around, step the right knee forward, tabletop, tuck toes, press back, down dog. So we're going to do 3 more rolling down dogs, really nice and slow. So inhale forward, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower down really slow. Inhale, pull through. Exhale, press back. 2 more, your time. And meeting in down dog. Big breath in, right leg rises, bend the knee, open the hip. So really luxuriating in this hip opener here, engaging the outer right hip to point the right knee towards the ceiling. Keeping that right shoulder down in line with the left. And next, exhale, step the right foot through Anjaneyasana, hands on hips. So in this Anjaney, we're keeping our hands at our hips to draw attention there. So finding the neutral pelvis, kind of moving your hands around this area just to feel what muscles are tight. So even reaching around the top of the left thigh, just breathing into the tightness. Hugging the belly up towards the back, lengthening the tailbone down. See if you can descend the hips just a touch more, finding your edge, breathing into it. And inhale, arms rise. Take a skull grab, interlacing fingers behind the back of your head, elbows pointing up towards the ceiling. Keep the tips of the shoulders drawing towards one another, squeezing the upper back. And then keeping the right hand at the base of your skull, reach the left hand down on the inside of your right foot. Take a twist, reaching the right elbow up towards the ceiling, descending the hips deeper into this pose. Breathing in nice and full, plugging that arm bone into the shoulder socket. And then reach the right hand back for the left foot, thigh stretch. And then release, right hand down on the inside of your right foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, Skandasana towards the back of the mat. Bending into that left knee, left toes turn out 45, right toes turn up towards the ceiling. You can keep your hands down or take them to heart center. 3 breaths here. Fire up the hips. Your time, your surrender. Skandasana, top of your mat. Nice and controlled. And hands down, all 10 toes facing forward, low lunge, top of your mat. Inhale the heads of the shoulders away from the ground. Exhale, plant palm, step the right foot back, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, beautiful, Renee. Exhale, back. Big breath in. Right leg rises, or just, excuse me, actually, left leg rises. Bend the knee, open the hip. So just being here. And next, exhale, step that left foot in between your hands, drop the back knee, rise up to your Anjaneyasana. Hands on hips. So really tapping into your neutral pelvis, closing eyes, finding out what it means for you. Wrapping the left hip back, right hip forward, lengthening the tailbone down, belly in towards your back. Everything is squeezing in and up. Keeping all of that, see if you can descend the hips just a touch more. Breathing into the top of the right thigh. And next inhale, arms will rise. Take the skull grab. Elbows pointing up towards the ceiling, upper back bend. Keep the rib cage drawing in and down. And keeping the left hand where it is, right hand down on the inside of your left foot. Take the twist, elbow pointing up towards the ceiling, engaging the shoulder blade on the back. And then extend the left arm to grab for the right foot, taking the thigh stretch. And release, left hand down inside of your left foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and Skandasana towards the back of your mat. This time, option to keep right hand down, left arm rising. Beautiful, Renee. Three more breaths, engaging that outer right hip, heels squeezing towards one another. And left hand down, Skandasana towards the top of the mat. Option to keep that left hand on the inside of the left foot, right arm rising. Two more breaths. And right hand down, turn all 10 toes forward, low lunge, top of your mat. Inhale, lifting the heads of the shoulders away from the ground. Exhale, step the right foot to meet the left forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, hands by your side, Tadasana. Pause here, close your eyes. Find your way into your body again, right now. Breathing deeply from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head. What catches up with you when you pause? How can we surrender even more here? Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, circle them back behind you, interlacing fingers behind your back. Punch your fists down towards the earth as you roll the heads of the shoulders back. Reach the heart up towards the sky. So you're lifting your ribs away from your pelvis here, your front ribs, and just pausing like this. Add a little kick into your knees, and then engage the core as you lift the back ribs away from the pelvis. So lengthening the back body underneath the ribs. Inhale, heart up towards the sky. Front ribs lift. Exhale, back ribs lift. Rolling the shoulders forward. Hugging the belly in towards the back a lot. One last time. Inhaling. Front ribs lift. Exhale. Back ribs lift. And then fold all the way down. So keeping the interlace, fists are punching up towards the ceiling. You're drawing the heads of the shoulders away from the ground as the crown of the head reaches for the earth. Just breathing here, keeping a little kick in the knees. And then release the interlace. Take the right hand down on the inside of your 2 feet. Lift the left arm up. And switch sides. Left hand down, right arm rising. Right hand down, big breath in, lift the low belly, upper back. Exhale, plant palm, step back, shoot back, lower down through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, cobra. Exhale, back, down dog, right leg rises, bend the knee, open the hip. Option to stay here or flip for wild thing. Pausing wherever you are for 3 full rounds of breath. And right hand reaches back around. Re-extend the right leg long, 3-legged dog on the inhale. Exhale, right knee to left tricep. Kick it out, fallen triangle. Pausing here, 3 breaths. What are you doing, Tom? And left hand down, right leg rises, 3-legged dog, inhaling here. Exhale, right foot in between your hands, pivot the back foot 45, rise up to your warrior 1. Inhale here. Exhale, pull your hands down through heart center, prayer. Take a twist towards the right, hook the left elbow, twisted side angle. So pressing your palms towards one another, left elbow into your right thigh. If it's too hard with the back foot at 45, you can turn onto the ball mound of that left foot. Taking 3 more breaths here. And straighten the right leg, twisted triangle. If you lifted that back heel, place it back down. Back foot should be at a 45-degree angle. You can take a block underneath the left hand. Wrapping the right hip back, left hip forward. 2 breaths here. Lower the right arm and reach it about 10 inches up towards the right. We're coming into Ardha Chandrasana. Left arm rising, opening up towards the left long edge of your mat. Option to stay here or take the thigh stretch, Chapasana. Two more breaths. If you took the thigh stretch, release, start to bend into that right knee, step back, warrior 2. Deep bend in your right knee as your right knee tracks over your second big toe. Arms stretch in opposite directions. Inhale here. Exhale, make it peaceful. 2 breaths into the right side body. Contracting the left side. We're finding length in the side body. And straighten the right leg. Keep the upper body reverse triangle. Arms come to a T. Turn the right toes to meet the left and fold down, wide-legged fold. Inhaling high up on finger pads. Lift the heart. Shift the hips in line with the ankles and then fold right back down. All right, so option to stay here or come up into a headstand if you're feeling it today. If you're staying in your fold, you can nod your head yes, shake your head no, just inviting a little space in the cervical spine. And headstanders, make your way back down. Everyone inhale, lift the low belly, upper back high up on fingertips, pause here. Take your hands to your hips, rise up to standing. Right toes turn out towards the top of the mat. Keep the straight legs. You're sending the left hip back, right fingertips forward. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Left arm rising directly above the right. Pressing down through the inside edge of your right foot. Keeping a little kick in that right knee. Last breath in. Exhale, bend into your right knee, left hand down, twisted lunge, turn the left toes forward. Just a breath in. And then exhale, roll onto the pinky edge side of your left foot, right foot steps on top, Vashisthasana just for 1 breath. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down, right foot down. Inhale forward, exhale lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale back. Down dog. Left leg rises, bend the knee, open the hip. Option to stay here or flip your dog for Wild Thing. Wherever you are, staying there for 3 breaths. Noticing if you're meeting resistance. How can you surrender? Left hand down, left leg rises. 3-legged dog, everyone inhale. Exhale, left knee to right tricep, kick it out, fall in triangle. Right arm rises, 3 breaths. And right hand down, extend the left leg back, 3-legged dog, inhaling. And exhale, left foot steps in between your hands, pivot the back foot 45, rise up to your warrior 1. Inhaling at the top. Exhale, prayer hands pull down through heart center. Take a twist towards the left, right elbow hooks. So pressing those prayer hands towards one another, elbow into your left thigh. Option to wrap the back heel forward. So you can come onto the ball mound with that back foot. Staying here 2 more breaths. And straighten the front leg, twisted triangle, option for a block underneath the right hand. Wrapping the left hip back, right hip forward. And then lower the left arm, reach the left hand 10 inches to the left of your left foot. Ardha Chandrasana, flexing those back toes. And option for the thigh stretch. Reaching for the right foot with the right hand. 3 breaths here, breathing into the top of the right thigh. And re-extend the right leg, bend into the left knee, step back, warrior 2. Deep bend in the left knee, tracking over your second big toe. Inhale for length in the spine. Exhale, make it peaceful. Keep the bend in the left knee, breathing into the left side body. And keep the upper body straight in the left leg, reverse triangle. Reaching back even further, breathing into the whole left side body. And bring your arms to a T. Turn the left toes to meet the right and fold down. Inhale, high up on fingertips, lift the low belly, upper back, get your hips in line with your ankles, and fold right back down. So a couple options here. If you're dying for another headstand, you're more than welcome to take it. I'm going to suggest that we take a twist here. So reaching with the left hand for the right ankle, and then right arm reaching up. So the trick here is lengthening the base of the spine away from the crown of the head and using the breath here. So feeling it spiral down your spine as you inhale. On the exhale, twisting a little deeper, using the strength in your left arm for the twist. And switch sides. Finding that length in the spine. Headstanders, make your way down. Everyone return the left hand to the ground, right hand to the ground. Inhale, high up on fingertips, lift the low belly, upper back. Exhale, take your hands to your hips, rise up to standing. Left toes turn out towards the top edge of your mat. Extend the arms. Send the right hip back, left fingertips forward. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right arm rises. So you're kind of spiraling down the musculature of the left leg so it comes into the inside edge, that big toe ball mound side. Evenly distributing the stretch throughout the hamstrings. Breathing here. And bend into the left knee, right hand down inside of your left foot. Turn all 10 toes forward. Left arm rises, lunge twist. Just for a breath. In here. Exhale, roll onto the pinky edge side of your right foot. Left foot steps over top your right, full Vashisthasana. Pausing, just one breath. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down, left foot down. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog cobra. Exhale, back, down dog. So drop your knees to the ground. Sit your seat back towards your heels, coming into Virasana. Taking a breath, drink of water. All right. So when you're ready, inhale, arms will rise. Exhale, circle them back behind you, interlacing fingers. See if you can take the opposite grip this time. Peeling the heart forward, rolling the shoulders back. Punch your fists down. Draw the chin towards the chest, and then just make half circles. Left ear to left shoulder, right ear to right shoulder. And then take the back of the left hand outside the right thigh, or the right hip, excuse me. And then just reach the right ear for the right shoulder. Breathing into the whole left side of the neck, the left shoulder, squeezing the tips of your shoulder blades towards one another. Upper back is fired up right now. And then send your fists back and switch sides. Back of the right palm outside your left hip, left ear towards your left shoulder, and just breathe into the right side of the neck, the right shoulder. And release. We're going to take camel, so coming up onto your shins, lift your hips away from your heels. You can start, we're going to do two, so you can start with toes tucked if that's more comfortable for you. Option for blocks if you wanted to just take them on either side of your shins. But we're going to reach back, cartwheeling the right arm first, reaching back for the right heel, and then reaching the left arm. Heart is reaching up towards the ceiling. And just breathing here, finding that really long breath. And rise back up, left arm, right arm. Sit your hips towards your heels. One breath in. Exhale, rise back up. Option to untuck toes this time. First reaching with the left hand back, right hand back. Taking your camel pose. Option for Kapotasana here. Nice, Renee. Finding the full breath. And then making your way back up. I know, it's impressive, right? It's pretty cool. That was awesome. All right, so making your way to hands and knees, tucking toes, pressing back, down dog. 2 rolling down dogs, inhaling forward. Exhale, lower down. I promise these are the last 2. I'm sorry. We're surrendering, right? Exhale, back, down dog. Take 2 breaths in your down dog. And again. So taking 2 breaths in your second down dog. And then rolling forward, top of a push-up, lower down to your forearms, number 11. Walk your feet in, dolphin pose. Heart melting for the ground. Squeeze your elbows towards one another. Shoulder blades, the tips of those shoulder blades are squeezing like crazy right now. Release the front body. Keep the belly tight. 2 more breaths. And then roll forward, walking your feet back, Sphinx pose. Pressing from the tip of your elbow to the tip of your middle finger, reaching your heart through your shoulders. Last breath in. Exhale. Take your hands to frame your low ribs. Press all the way up, cobra. Exhale, back, down dog. Inhale, right leg rises, bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, pigeon pose. Right knee coming towards your right wrist, shimmy that left leg back. So I'm going to cue upright for now because I'm going to take a couple thigh stretches if you'd like to join me. So I like this right heel a little closer towards my groin. And then just starting to bend this left knee. Grab for the left foot with your left hand. And pausing here. Squaring your shoulders towards the top of the mat. Option to take anything deeper that speaks to you today. Mermaid, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Nice, Tom. All right. And then when you're ready, releasing down to your pigeon, folding down. Option for a block underneath your forehead, releasing the back of the neck. And lift back up to your palms. Tuck your left toes, right leg up and back, down dog. Soon as the right foot steps, left leg rises. Bend the knee, open the hip. Big breath in. Exhale, round forward, bringing your left knee into pigeon. Shimmy that right leg back. Plant the left fingertips down and reach back with the right hand for your right foot. Squaring shoulders towards the top of the mat. Let's think about those pristine shoulders. Squeezing the blades together, plugging the arm bones in their sockets. And then taking any variation that you would like. Maybe flipping the grip for Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Taking the right foot in the crook of your right elbow. Reaching back for mermaid. And then when you're ready, releasing to your folded pigeon. Option for a block underneath the forehead. Make your way up to your palms. Shift your weight into your left hip, wrap your right leg around. Plant the soles of your feet hips width distance parallel. All right, so we're going to be pressing our feet down into the ground a lot. Find your sits bones and then draw your feet back towards your sits bones. So the backs of the legs are super engaged here. Your knees are pointing up, everything's hip width distance parallel. Palms facing up, plug your shoulders back. Rib cage stays in and down. Start to lower onto your sacrum, hugging the lowest part of your core into your body. And then like a wave of engagement in the front body as you lower down to the back body. We're lowering all the way to our backs. So nice and slow. Take your time. Releasing down, arms stretch up overhead. Inhale to the side body. Exhale, hands by your side. Make sure the tips of your fingers can just graze your ankles. We're going to take 2 back bends here. So I am going to start with Urdhva Dhanurasana. If anyone would like to take bridge pose first, you are more than welcome. But I think most of us can do UD. So taking your hands outside your ears, fingertips pointing down towards your shoulders. Lift the hips, rise up to the top of the head. Walk the hands back. And then straighten the elbows. Walking your hands back as you can. And breathing here. Full surrender. What are you releasing from the front of your heart? Squeeze the back body. Press it out. One more breath in. Exhale, lower down. Windshield wiping the knees in between. And then setting yourself up for number 2. So making sure your fingertips can graze your ankles. Take your hands on either side of your ears, fingertips pointing down. Keep the elbows hugging in as you lift up to the crown of the head. And then straightening the elbows. Option for Viparita Dandasana here. So lowering the forearms down to the mat. You can keep the knees bent or straighten the legs. Staying here 3 more breaths. Your last bit of surrender, what can you squeeze out? And then slowly lowering the hips. Windshield wiping the knees. Just releasing the low back. And then pause through center. Take your left ankle over top your right knee. Press the backs of the arms into the ground. Press into your right foot to lift the hips. Pause here. Shift your hips over towards the right and drop them back down. Both knees are going to drop towards the left. Taking your left hand to rest over top your left thigh, you can reach the right arm out towards the right. Gaze is going to follow, but we're going to do so by lifting the head and spinning it on its axis. Breathing across the length of the spine. And recenter the knees, uncross the legs, recenter the hips. And take your right ankle over top your left knee. Press into the backs of the arms, the left foot to lift the hips. Shift them over towards the left, drop them down, both knees towards the right. Resting your right hand over top your right thigh. Left arm reaches out towards the left. Gaze can follow by lifting the head, spinning it on its axis. Breathing nice and full. And then bringing the legs back through center, uncross the legs, recenter the hips. And then we're going to take shoulder stands, so drawing the knees in towards the chest, press your palms down into the ground. Lift the hips nice and high as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take your hands to your low back and straighten the legs all the way up. You may need to do a little wiggling around, getting those elbows towards one another. Make sure your cervical spine or any part of the spine is not touching the ground. You want the musculature to cushion around it. So squeezing the upper back. Reveling in the change of blood flow. Feet above heart. Breathing here. Option to come through plow first or lower right down to fish pose. So palms will plant and you'll lower your hips down on top of your hands as you bend the elbows and take the crown of your head to the earth. Reaching the heart up towards the ceiling. Breathing into the heart space. And then lowering all the way down to Shavasana. If you're feeling called, you can definitely end with a block or two underneath your upper back, or you can just lay flat. See if you can keep palms facing up. So notice what it feels like when your body surrenders. And then settles into that surrender here in your Shavasana. in Iyengar's Light on Yoga, he says, through surrender, the aspirant's ego is effaced, and grace pours down upon him like a torrential rain. Grace through surrender. Unity with divine light. Here we are. Take a deep breath in. Let it envelop you and then exhale it right out. And again, inhale. Rising back to surface of consciousness, feel the fresh air in your lungs. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. And then draw yourself up to your favorite seated position. Taking hands to rest over top your heart. And take 3 rounds of breath here, not worrying so much about the breath, but just feeling the heartbeat. This is it. This is what we're bowing to. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. You're welcome. Happy Wednesday.